Hey everyone, my name is Tori, and today's video is going to be my November and December empties. So I didn't get a chance to do my November empties last month, so everything in this little empties basket bin thing is from the past 2 months altogether. So let's get started. So the first three things I have to talk about are all three shower gels from Bath & Body Works. I have it in the fragrance Twisted Peppermint, Warm Vanilla Sugar, and Amber Blush. I love all three of these fragrances. Twisted Peppermint is my favorite for the Christmas season. Warm Vanilla Sugar is okay. I mean, it's not one of my all-time favorites, but I mostly bought this one because it was in like holiday themed packaging, which was really, really pretty. And Amber Blush is one of my all-time favorites. I don't know if I would repurchase Warm Vanilla Sugar if it wasn't in festive packaging, but it's fine. It's a classic. But I would definitely repurchase Amber Blush and Twisted Peppermint, especially Twisted Peppermint for the holiday season. I also used up a Bath & Body Works Vanilla Bean Noel Moisturizing Body Wash. And I love this body wash because it's creamy and it is a lot more hydrating than the regular body wash or like the shower gel that they have. It's nice. It's nice to use, especially in the wintertime when my skin's a little bit more dry. It smells really good. It smells like a really warm kind of caramel vanilla. The moisturizing body wash is a new favorite of mine just in general as a product, and I'm really excited to try it in other fragrances as well. I also used up a body cream from Bath & Body Works, and this is in the fragrance Amber Blush. I love this fragrance. I just talked about it in the shower gel, but this is just one of my favorites. The notes in here are raspberry champagne, gardenia petals, magnolia blossom, crystallized amber, and vanilla suede. So it smells like a very warm, like a sophisticated vanilla berry amber, maybe. I don't really get the magnolia and the gardenia as much as I do the raspberry, amber, and vanilla. It smells really, really good. It's just like, it just smells so good. It's really warm and yummy. I think this is a retired fragrance, so I think you can only buy it online now or like at an outlet store. I don't know if they bring it back during semi-annual. I haven't checked. I didn't look in the store to see if they had it, but this is one of my all-time favorites, so I'll definitely repurchase this fragrance if I can find it. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the Bath & Body Works products in here, and then we'll move on to everything else. I have one foaming hand soap, and this is in the fragrance Pumpkin Berry Crumble, and this is actually from a couple of years ago, I believe. I still have, do I have a few more of these? I might have a few more of these. Maybe not. This may be the last one. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances that they have ever made, like ever. This has wild blueberries, vanilla extract, glazed sugar. It just smells like a very sweet, yummy blueberry cupcake muffin thing. It smells so good. My favorite like form of this fragrance is the candle, and I still have a few candles left. The year that they came out, which is like a couple of years ago, I bought several because I burned one, realized I loved it, and then went and bought several more because I didn't know if they'd bring it back, and ever since then they have not brought it back. So RIP Pumpkin Berry Crumble. So I really hope that they at some point maybe they'll bring back this fragrance. They've brought back like other fragrances that were like blueberry, like fall blueberry fragrances, but nothing has smelled the way this has. So I'm really hoping that they bring this back next fall. We'll see. I used up 2 candles from Bath & Body Works as well. These are the 3-wick candles, so the big ones. This one is in the fragrance Fresh Balsam, and I think this was packaging from last year, so it has all of the trees. The notes in here are pine, cedarwood, and eucalyptus, so it smells like a Christmas tree, like just straight up Christmas tree. I love burning this whenever we have the Christmas tree up in our house because we do have a fake tree. So it kind of gives the illusion that it's a real tree. It smells so good. It's like it's what Christmas smells like, you know? It smells so good. I love to burn this with other candles, like burn this in like a vanilla or like a cinnamon or some other type of like Christmassy, holiday-y type candle to kind of balance it out because it is a pretty intense like tree smell, and it is very strong, so if you leave this burning for a long time you can smell it. So this is a very, very strong candle, but it smells so good. This next one is in the fragrance Salted Butterscotch, and this was a new fragrance for me this year. The notes in here are warm brown sugar, sweet cream, pinch of sea salt, melted butter. Yeah, so like salted butterscotch. It smells so good. It smells like something is baking. I feel like it's not like cupcakey sweet. You can act like you really can smell butter. You can smell butter. It smells like a baked good is baking, but it's not like a cupcake that's baking, you know? It smells really, really good. If you like baked goods, this is right up your alley. If you don't, probably won't like this. I didn't burn it all the way because it started getting that smoky smell. Like, I don't know, sometimes these candles, and I think it's because I let them burn for too long sometimes, like too long at a time, like too many hours in one sitting, in one burning. And I feel like they start to do this thing where they smell like the smoky version of whatever the fragrance is. And this one started to do that. So when it would burn, it would smell kind of like salted butterscotch with candle smoke. So when it starts doing that, then I'm like, I call it quits. But I loved this candle. I would definitely repurchase this one. All right, next up we have some skincare. I have 2 travel size Neutrogena makeup removing cleansing towelettes. So I actually bought these for our wedding trip that we went on recently. I wanted to use these to remove my makeup at night. I've gotten into the habit of using a cleansing oil here at home. I have makeup removing wipes, but I don't use them that often. But I did want to bring these with me on my trip just for, you know, I don't know, if I was like doing my makeup and needed to wipe it off, or I don't know, these just seem to really come in handy when I'm traveling, just for, you know, one reason or another. So I enjoy having makeup wipes when I travel, so these were the 2 that I went through for the trip. So I somehow have 3 sunscreens in here. We'll start with this one. This is the Farmacy Green Screen Daily Environmental Protector Broad Spectrum SPF Sunscreen. So this is a facial sunscreen. I bought this at Sephora. I absolutely love it. It's lightweight, it's hydrating, and it works. It's really nice. It feels good on the skin. It doesn't feel like gross or too like overly greasy. I can say if you apply a lot of it, it can feel a little greasy, but it does pretty much absorb into my skin, and it feels more hydrating than like greasy, and it doesn't smell like sunscreen. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that it just smells like a lovely lotion. I don't think it's scented. I feel like it's fragrance free, but I really don't know. That's probably something I should look into, but it smells really good. I've used it alone, I've used it under makeup, and I've loved it always, and it's really, 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 really nice. It is expensive though. So I'm trying to find a more inexpensive alternative to this sunscreen that I like just as much. So still trying. The next sunscreen in here is by the brand Shiseido, and this is the Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protector Broad Spectrum SPF 42. It's water resistant, and it's formulated for your face. So this is kind of an interesting sunscreen. It has a weird, like, packaging component. I don't know, whatever you call this. This is like the little squirty tube thing at the top. So it's super, super runny. You have to shake it up. Can you hear that? Like, it's like Whiteout. You know, you shake up Whiteout and it has like that ball or something inside of it. It literally is just like that. And when you pour it out, it literally like pours out. Like, it's super, super runny, which I thought was weird. And it has like a really intense sunscreen smell. Like, very intense. I took this when we were on our trip to California and Seattle this summer, and I really liked it because it was small, so I could put it in my purse and I could like reapply it as needed throughout the day. I couldn't really, it was just hard. It was hard to apply because it was runny and it smelled kind of like just too sunscreeny. When you apply it on your face, it feels like, it almost feels mattifying somehow. Like it's not greasy like at all. It says oil free. It truly is. Like, you rub it into your skin and it absorbs right away. I did feel like it was mattifying though, somehow. So that was interesting. I never had a sunscreen that I felt was like also mattifying for my face. So if you have oily skin, this might be something that you may like a lot. I don't know. I don't think that I would buy it again, only because I feel like the packaging is a little weird. It's really runny. Like, you pour it into your hand and it's like water. You just like cup your hand and like, I don't know. It's just like, it wasn't my favorite thing ever. It was fine. I would use it again, but it was also really expensive. I don't know if I would buy this again. If I needed a small travel size for my face, maybe. I don't know. I'm just really on the fence with this, but it was fine. We'll see. If I had it again, I would use it, you know, but I don't know if I would actively go out and buy this one again, other than the fact that like it would be good for travel. That's pretty much it. This next thing in here is actually something that I got as a gift with purchase. This is the Too Faced Hangover Good to Go Skin Protecting SPF 25 Moisturizer. So I don't know if this is specifically like a primer and moisturizer and sunscreen in one. I think, because it says you're supposed to follow with their primer, but I didn't always do that. I would just use this, and this was great for like the sunscreen and the primer all in one, so I felt like I didn't have to do an extra step. This is really hydrating. I have used the Hangover RX primer, and it's pretty much the exact same thing, but with sunscreen. It does smell like highly fragrance though. The fragrance is between the two, the sunscreen and the one, like the regular primer. They are very similar, but this one is stronger. It almost smells like, it says coconut, ugh, but I smell like weird pineapple. I don't know. I liked the product itself. Like if this wasn't scented, I would 100% buy it again. But the fact that it's like so heavily fragranced, I just don't like it. Like I feel like I could smell it after the fact. Like I take sunscreen down my neck and I just felt like I could smell it for too long and I didn't enjoy the smell like when I put it on. And I'm also trying to get away from fragrance products, which is like really hard to do because a lot of my favorite stuff is like all fragranced. But besides all of that, I just like, I can't get over the fragrance of this product. But beyond that, it was nice. It made my skin really hydrated. It's really nice. Like the quality of the product is really great. My makeup went over it, like went on top very, very well. It was very hydrating. So I really enjoyed this. I just don't think that I would purchase it again simply because of the fragrance. I also used up an eye cream, and this is by the brand Belief. This is the Moisturizing Eye Balm, and I have used this before in the past. This is a product that I have repurchased a few times over the past few years, and I really enjoy it. It's very hydrating underneath my eyes. I don't necessarily think that it's like anything super revolutionary or like did anything extra for my skin. I've used it in the morning, I've used it at night. Both of them work great. It's great under makeup, kept my under eyes hydrated. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's a really good eye cream, but I also think that it's didn't change my life, but at the same time it was still really good, so I would probably repurchase it if I couldn't find anything else that I liked better. So I don't know. I would recommend it though. It is worth a try. I think it is a nice under eye cream. This next product is by the brand CeraVe. This is the PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion Ultra Lightweight, and this is a facial moisturizer that I used at night. And I really enjoyed this. It is very lightweight, like it says. I also think it has niacinamide in it. Yeah, it has ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. It was very hydrating on my face. Felt really nice on my skin. I didn't feel like it really irritated my skin when I would use it alone. However, when I would use it on top of, like if I have this Tarte Knockout like chemical exfoliant, kind of like a toner that I use. If I use this on top of that, it was a little too much. I think it's because of the niacinamide in this. I don't know, maybe it's because my skin was like already kind of sensitive because of the chemical exfoliant, and then putting the niacinamide on top was a lot for it. So it would get kind of like red, not irritated, but it would get red. And niacinamide can do that. What I've read on the internet says that niacinamide can make your face kind of red, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know about all that. But I would repurchase it, but I don't think that I will, because I'm currently using the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, and that's one of my favorite moisturizers of all time. I use that on my face. It's just like a daily moisturizer. I'll use it at night, like every single night, but sometimes I'll use it in the morning too. So I like the versatility of that product a lot more. The Ultra Repair Cream I feel like mixes better with all of my other skincare routine products. So I feel like I can use that one more often without having to worry about like mixing it with other things, if that makes sense. But I would recommend this product. I do think it's really nice. I would use it again if I had it, but I don't think I would go out and repurchase it just for that reason. I used up another eye cream. This is by the brand Tarte, and this is the Maracuja C-Brightener Eye Treatment. This is kind of it's almost a kind of a thicker eye cream. So the cool thing about this eye cream is that it has vitamin C in it. I really wanted to try an eye cream that has vitamin C because I have a little bit of discoloration. There's like a little spot right here underneath my eye that's dark for some reason. I don't know if it's a sunspot or whatever. So I wanted to try something that had more vitamin C and try to get some like brightening effects under my eyes. And I really enjoyed this eye cream. I think this may be the second one that I've used. It might be. I used this in the morning and it worked really well under makeup. I didn't think it was like too thick to use, but I didn't use a lot of it. I definitely could see how this could be pretty thick if you use too much. So if you just like use a little bit underneath your eyes, it's perfect. I really like this. I would definitely repurchase it. And I feel like this has actually made a difference in brightening the area under my eyes. So for that reason, I would definitely use it again. Next up are two primers. This first one is a travel size. This is by the brand Smashbox, and this is the Photo Finish Primerizer. It's a primer and moisturizer in one. And this was okay. This is like a lot of people's like holy grail primer, and I could see why if you had really dry skin, but I mean, it was good. I just think for the price, for the full size, it's kind of just like a moisturizer. It feels just like a really lightweight moisturizer to me. So for me, I have combination skin, so a lot of times I like to mix and match my primers. I like to use a more hydrating primer around the outer perimeter of my face. Not always in the summer, but kind of other times of the year, that's what I prefer to do, because I feel like I get a little drier on the outside and I have more oil in the T-zone. So I was trying to use that method with this one, and it just felt like another layer of moisturizer to me. I don't really feel like it did anything extra than just like, I already had moisturizer on and then I put on more moisturizer. You know, I want like some pore filling or some smoothing or something. I mean, it could do the job of doing the outer perimeter thing, but I have a First Day Beauty hyaluronic acid something or another primer that I use for that, and I really like it, and I think that it's less expensive than this, so I don't really see the need to have this in my makeup routine. You know, it is good though. Oh, but I probably won't repurchase it. The next primer in here is one of my all-time favorites. This is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. And I love this primer. It keeps you matte all day without like drying and sucking the life out of your skin in your T-zone. I have used this all over my face. I've also used it in just my T-zone. So both ways work great for me. I've used this with all types of foundation. I just really like this primer. The only reason I'm not considering repurchasing it is because of the fragrance. I don't know, I need to do some research on like if this is fragrance because of the ingredients or is it fragrance because it's fragrance. You know what I mean? Ooh, I missed a skincare product. This is the Bareface Beauty Skin Moisturizing Cleansing Oil Almond and Vanilla, and this was my second experience with a cleansing oil. I wanted to start using a cleansing oil instead of using makeup wipes. I feel like single-use makeup wipes was becoming very wasteful. I don't know. I don't want to sit over here and like pick and choose what I think is wasteful, and like I still do other things that produce waste. So I'm not like changing the world over here, but I feel like that is a small step that I can take that, you know, to make the world a greener, better place. I don't know. I'm trying, okay? For makeup wipes, I'm trying not to use them as often. So instead, I wanted to start using a cleansing oil. But like the cleansing oil comes in a plastic bottle, so the makeup wipe, you know, I don't know. It just goes back in a circle. Like, what do? You recycle the plastic bottle. Is there really an answer? I feel like this did not get rid of all my makeup. It did not break down my mascara and my eye makeup very well. And it left an oily residue all over my face. And smelled really good. Again, fragrance. See, I don't know if that's natural or not. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. But just as a product, it just didn't work very well for me. Someone did tell me that you use, like, you put the cleansing oil on and then try wiping it off with a face cloth. So I tried doing that. I also tried using a lot of it, using not a lot of it, mixing with water, not mixing with water. I tried all different methods to make this work, and it just didn't really work that well for me. So there's that. I used up a travel size Batiste dry shampoo, and this is in the fragrance Coconut Exotic Tropical. So I love this dry shampoo. It's my favorite. I talk about it all the time. I keep like one in my desk at work, and I always travel with them. So this is the one that I used up on our trip for our wedding this past month. Next up in here is the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray with Oil Control. This is my favorite makeup setting spray. I've used the all-nighter before. Where my skin is now, it's not as oily as it used to be, and I don't know if that's because like I'm, you know, my skin is just changing over time, or like the weather, or skincare, like I don't know. Since I did use this up, I just purchased another setting spray, but it's the all-nighter, so it's the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray. I don't know if that's specifically formulated for like any one type of skin, but it doesn't specifically say oil control, so I'm gonna try that one out and see how it goes. I might end up just coming back to the De-Slick because this is just, it's what I'm used to. I've gone through so many bottles of this, I've lost count. So I love this makeup setting spray. It's fantastic. It's the best. I love it. Next up in here is the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and this is in a travel size. This is the one that I've been taking with me whenever I would travel, and it's my favorite translucent, like loose setting powder that I've ever tried. I've tried several, and this is always the one that I come back to. I have a full size here that I get ready with every day, but I always keep a travel size as well for when I travel, so full size is really big. But this is definitely really great for a combination oily skin like mine. I use it to set my T-zone and underneath my eyes, and my makeup is like locked in place all day. It's fantastic. I love it. I think if you have dry skin, I don't know how well this would work for you because I could definitely see where it might be a little drying. But for me, it's perfect. I absolutely love it, and I will continue to repurchase. So the next thing in here is a lip gloss, and I don't even know the last time I finished like an entire lip gloss. This is the City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss, and this is just in the shade Clear. And I actually got this as a Christmas gift from my sister last year, and I'd never heard of it before, and she was explaining to me, she's like, it's the best lip gloss ever, like she's so obsessed with it and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, what, like, it's just clear lip gloss. And she was saying like it's lip plumping, so she's like, you put it on your lips and it like fills in like any lip lines that you have and like plumps your lips up. And I'm like, okay. We've seen the plumping lip glosses and that kind of thing. Sometimes they seem kind of gimmicky to me, or they make your lips tingle, you know. I'm like, okay, you know. So I was like, okay, really? And this is cool. This is different. This is different. I don't know how, I don't know why, but this is different. And I kept this in my drawer at work, which I think is why I was able to go through it so quickly, because it is clear. It was just easy to keep reapplying. This lip gloss really does plump your lips. Like, for real. You put it on and it almost, I don't know the science behind it, and I feel like there's probably a website that'll tell you everything about it, but it plumps, it makes your lips look really full, and it almost makes them like flushed. Like maybe it's pulling blood to your lips. I have no idea. I don't know if that's what's actually happening, but like when you put it on, it'll plump your lips up and your lips will become like naturally, like your natural lip color is like enhanced. It's amazing. And you feel that tingly sensation. The more you use it, the less tingly you feel. I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to go, but that's kind of how it worked out for me. Because I would use it like I was using it multiple times every single day. And I don't know if that means that my lips are getting used to it. I don't know if that was good or bad. But I love this lip gloss. This was amazing. I definitely want to get another one. This is really cool and definitely worth checking out. Next thing in here is an e.l.f. brow pencil, and you've seen this several times before. This is in the shade Taupe. And I really enjoy this brow pencil, especially because it is like $2, and that's why I keep repurchasing it. It's not my favorite, honestly. My favorite is still the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. I do like that micro brow tip on it. I've tried dupes of that, and I just can't find something that I like just as much. There are a couple other ones at the drugstore that I want to try, so I'm still trying to find a dupe for it. But even everything else though, nothing is as inexpensive as this. And I go through brow pencil so quickly that I don't want to spend $20 on a brow pencil. That's a lot to be using 1 or 2 a month, you know? So I'll probably continue to repurchase this one. And next thing in here is the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black. This is a brush tip liner, and I've used up one of these before. I just, see, what is that? Look, it's leaking. Do y'all see that? Ooh. I love how black this is, and I love the brush tip, but I just think it's way too runny. Like the actual formula of it is so liquidy, it's hard to work with. I think I've decided that I don't like this one because it's just too hard to work with. So I probably won't be repurchasing. I would use it if I had to. Like, it's fine, but it's hard. It skips because it's so runny. It's just all over the place. So not my favorite. I have 2 mascaras. Guess what they are? It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise and the Maybelline Lash Sensational. And both of these are in the blackest shade. It's the one that I always get. These are my favorite mascaras ever in the history of life, and I don't know if that will change. I use the Lash Paradise first, and then I layer the Maybelline Lash Sensational on top of it, and I've been doing that for a very, very long time, and it's just the best. My last thing in here is a perfume, and this is the Tory Burch Belle Azur perfume. I got this as a Christmas gift maybe last year or 2 years ago. I like it. I don't think it's my favorite perfume that I've ever used in my life. I mostly fell in love with it at first because of the bottle. It reminded me of Capri. I don't think that's how you say it, but Capri, Italy, the island off the coast of Italy. I went there. I studied abroad in Italy when I was in college, and I went there, and this is like the color of the Blue Grotto. If you've never heard of it, Google the Blue Grotto. It's like it was like the Emperor's private swimming pool or something. It's like a cave, and like the something about the sunlight like bounces off the bottom of the thing and it like glows blue. It's like you get on this little boat and then you go into this little tunnel and you like, it opens up into this cave and it's glowing this like neon cobalt-ish blue. It's like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And it was beautiful. And just this bottle reminded me specifically of that. So that's what drew me in initially. That was like a very deep connection that I had with this perfume bottle on the shelf. Like, but yeah, beyond that, how does it smell? It smells really fresh and clean. A little bit of like, I want to say it has like, I can't put my finger on it if it's fluty? If it's fruity or if it's floral undertone, but it's like a fresh, clean fruit flower. It's definitely not like a sweet, like vanilla-y type perfume that I would normally go for. So this is like kind of a more like summertime-ish fragrance for me. So I really enjoyed it. I don't think I would repurchase it. It wasn't my favorite perfume ever, but I did really like it. I do think it is also a more mature fragrance. It's like a very mature summer. Like a hot woman summer. Not a hot girl summer. Hot woman summer. That's this. Well, those are all of my empties for the months of November and December. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.